Hello and welcome back to World Online Racing for Tier 2, round number 10 here in Portimao, Portuguese GP. I am your lead commentator for this evening, IKRT Storm, but I'm not alone. I am joined in the comms box by Ecos Blacks, who is a Tier 4 driver who raced this track on Monday, and he did pretty well. He, I believe, got pole position, but unfortunately couldn't convert, I don't think, that race, but hopefully he can come back stronger Monday next week, as we're going to be with Tier 2 this week. Unfortunately, we have only got 10 drivers, but we still try and provide as much action as possible. As don't forget also, WOR, or World Line on Racing, is using GridRival, where you can battle yourself with other drivers to a championship full of fantasy league on F1. Don't forget, as there is an app for it as well on Android and Apple, so you can get in the fun and try and see if you can be the fantasy king in WOR. So I shall hand you over to Ecos Blacks, as he will take you through a lap here of Portimao as I ride on board with CRE-YS brand.
Thanks for that. I actually birthday went on Monday. But during turn one, I think you probably want to use fifth gear because it just helps with traction and, you know, the car rotates pretty nicely. But obviously, these guys use ABS, so you want to get as low as the gear as you can. And he's around the Mercedes.
Yeah, and that's not a commentator's curse, I have to say. So everybody on the softs except from Will, he's on the mediums. So we'll go on board with Will to see what his gap difference is. Hopefully he doesn't spin. He is in a Haas. We saw earlier in Imola a Haas going for a right spin, but we'll try again with the onboard lap as the other CRE driver goes with a 1:16.1.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised these guys are going for soft. I would think they would go for the medium, considering there's only 10 drivers, but you know, there's something we don't. Especially the soft is so good here. Oh, Hawk is going to get a little traffic here. See what he's sector one though. Oh, not a good section. Got held up a bit as he goes 2-7. But Nathan, I believe, is the Australia winner after calling a good strategy in the intro, so I think he's feeling pretty good about this championship, because I actually think he took the lead, the points lead. So, and then his title rival, Six Boys, is 2-5 right now. And I believe he's going for a lap. So, yeah, I think though everyone, or most people, will probably try to do the medium soft strat.
Yeah, it is, well, I suspect they will go for the medium to soft strategy. Don't forget also WOR PlayStation Tier 1 is also live with CRL, Free All and Logan, as Shazoo, I can't get the words out, Shazoo Jensen can take a championship, well, not a trophy as such, but the Drivers' Championship, so do go and check that out on the YouTube channel as well. But don't forget, we're also here, so you get a bit of action here in the second division as well. So your Friday night racing here in WOR is sorted, as you've got two races. You've got WOR Tier 1, and then you've got WOR Tier 2, as Sector 2 is showing yellow flags. That's a Haas, which is Will, done a 19.1 on the mediums.
Yeah, I think the CRE guys are looking pretty good right now. They have the top two spots, but both of them on medium tires. But Tom, a 0.1, so he's showing some serious pace. But obviously, others behind, they are on medium tires. At least his esports teammate in the Mercedes, he is quite behind. So yeah, as you see here, he's going to go for a lap.
Yes, I'm on board with VTF1 Gaming, the only driver not to set a lap. As I say that, he's now going to cross the line, and it is going to put him only 9th So it's proving that the soft tyres are the better choice for qualifying, as everybody except from Will is on the mediums. I wonder if Will has done that as a banker lap to get a lap on the board in case he can't get a soft lap on. So that may be what he's done there. Very tactical, but can he join his CRE teammates? It does feel like it's CRE versus the grid.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why these guys want to go for the soft tires is because they feel they can build the gap to the medium soft runner. And also DRS is going to be so big for all these guys. If you pretty much lose DRS on these medium tires, you're going to have to make up a good maybe 4 or 5 seconds, maybe even more depending on how much time you lose, obviously. So I think Tom and Bryn are using their heads here that maybe could be an early safety car or just can build get enough of a gap that they can hit the mediums and come out very good at the end.
Yeah, and I think also with Portimao being such a longer, so more laps under 50%, I think it's 32 laps. So you've got to really pace yourself out on them mediums. Oh, sector 1, that is cleared. I'm just looking at this. The two Aston Martins are following each other. So a little bit of maybe teamwork there to get both of themselves up higher. Well, actually, I think Tom is going to get a slipstream. No, maybe not. Mac is going to get slipstream from his teammate, which will be CRE Tom. And I've commentated over Tom a little bit, and he is a fast driver, and he'll be looking for that win in the Aston Martin.
Boy, I'm starting to see a lot of soft tires going onto the track. I guess no one wants to start on those medium tires, because if one goes, they're all probably going to go soft, because you don't want to lose that DRS train. So the softs are going to be good for a good 10 laps. So I mean, yeah, I think everyone's just realizing it's probably just safe to start on the softs. As the Red Bull DRA Rick starts his lap.
Yeah, and I think with this track, maybe a two-stop might be the better strategy. As we go on board with Mac, he's in P8. He's going to potentially go for a lap. This will be his second lap, I believe. Yes. So, as he's now going to go.
Yeah, I mean, this track is a very easy one-stop, actually. You can do soft mediums very, very easily. As the soft is just so good here. So the mediums. I've actually talked to a few drivers myself that said they actually like the mediums over the soft, surprisingly. But I guess this is probably more for a race tire rather than a quality tire. And also, you know, overheating as well.
Yeah, I think with this type of track, it depends on the higher degradation. I can't get my words out this evening. On the track with the tyres, as it can cause a little bit of issues, as I've known myself. From this track, not had good races here, as I think when the track was launched onto the game with the update, I remember the first race I had here, I cut across the grass because of a spin, and I got a DSQ. So the drivers will want to keep away from the grass. I just wonder, Will sets himself up into P2, maybe a CRE battle there. I would not want to be in their esports team chat if that goes wrong.
Tom goes P1, so yeah, these CRE guys are definitely showing the pace here, but as a DRE, which I believe is Dutch Racing Alliance.
Yeah, it is, yeah. No, it's Dutch Racing Alliance. Yeah, you did get it right.
And I believe Quest Racing Team in 5th place with Marv, so yeah, a lot of esports teams here looking to show off that, you know, their drivers can get it done and why they picked them.
Yeah, and I think also, you know, this is the ticket to, you know, racing drivers like Shazoo Jensen next season, which would probably be now on the next game, obviously, F1 22, which comes out July 1st. Let's go on board with F1 I'm guessing that's Rafael. I'm guessing my Spanish or Portuguese might not be 100%. The Scuderia Ferrari, obviously real life, the Scuderia Ferrari is an absolute beast of a car at the moment, and it is literally pulling the way for an epic maybe championship win for Ferrari. But at the moment, this Ferrari is sitting in P9. Hopefully he doesn't do a Carlos Sainz and make a mistake. But yeah, it'll be nice to see maybe a Ferrari up there with that Red Bull of DRA Rick. So he is coming through Sector 3, so he is really using the track limits. As he's yeah.
He's struggling a bit for grip, it seems. You know, he's really pushing the car around on those curves, so he's trying to get every inch of every millisecond he can, and gonna take the short run to the line here to minimize time, and goes P8. That's gonna be that lap, but at least he's not far off some guys. So yeah, I think he just should be happy with that lap and gain the position, and hopefully can probably get more in the race. DRA is actually the CRE guys. I didn't see that. Brandon. I think he gets the yellow curve. Yeah, those guys are gonna have to watch out for that yellow curve in turn 1, because the turn is just so fast. So, and you turn in really aggressively to, you know, just not because you track limits later turn 1, so you have to take it very aggressively.
Yeah, as qualifying is coming to the final stages. Oh,
sorry about that.
Always make sure your phone's off. As TRT Sick Boy, actually now NLR Sick Boy, unfortunately, as TRT have closed their doors to F1. Bit of a sad day, as also we lost IFR esports yesterday. So a lot of these esports teams closing down, unfortunately, due to the current game situation. I know, you know, it does affect a few people quite a bit, as I was a person that experienced it earlier. Went to go and do a league race, and my whole game just blue screened, and I couldn't get back into the lobby until like 5 minutes left of qualifying, as Tom has retired. So Tom, feeling confident that 15.8 can do it. Now, I commentated over tier 4, and obviously you raced in tier 4. A few people did this on Monday, and it backfired. Would you be somebody that would retire this early, knowing drivers are out potentially that could take pole position?
Well, I think he just feels very confident in his lap, but also that just depends on everyone else's lap. So if someone made a couple big mistakes that cost him a lot of points, yeah, I mean, it probably would be safe just to go out there and see. But if he feels that confident, then yeah, maybe he just feels like no one else is going to beat that. Because the way it's looking, I don't think anyone is. Oh, Brandon is around.
Yeah, I'm just riding on board with CRE Will. He's around about 5/10 behind. He's gonna have to find it. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Can Will do it? He's won. Oh, as I said that, that's the commentator's curse. Completely took out the Flight Emirates. Obviously not an Arsenal fan, I have to say. as they sponsor Arsenal, so he's definitely not an Arsenal fan, as he probably wouldn't have done that. He's got to be careful rejoining the track. He's going to have to let drivers through now. He might get one. Yeah, I think he's just going to take a cool down. A little bit of a gentleman's agreement here. Oh, he's going to have to move. Yeah, he's going to have to move as well because he's got 30 seconds on the clock. So he's going to have to drop the foot and, yeah, go. So we'll actually ride on board with... well, that's if he doesn't go in the pits. Let's just double check he's not going to go. So I'll ride on board with him, and I'll hand over to Ecos Blacks for a lap here of Portimao.
Yeah, I mean, turn one is just basically got to keep the foot pin if he tried it and lost it, but here's third. This thing probably want to get something. Everything going to go probably in second gear. And uphill, got to go fourth to fifth, just for the section. And then here is a very good point. Working very, very tough. And you see there, he's pushing it because he has nothing to fight for. And second two, this is probably one of the most aggravating turns in the game. It's that turn, almost no grip. And, you know, it's just pretty much fast corner, keeping the foot pin, trusting yourself, and here you really got to watch out for that curve. And that curve is very, very deadly. If you see him get knocked down in second, then, you know, car in third gear for the traction. You can get it down to second if you want, and then he keeps in fourth there for the grip. And yeah, and then now it's just a run down the line. I mean, not the best lap, but I would my that's it. Yeah. Probably a little frustrated with himself. P2 or P3 was definitely not what he felt from the car. So he was up, but it was fun. I just keep happy.
Yeah, as qualifying is over, and yeah, Tom taking that pole position with a 15.8. The closest person was DRA Rick, and he is in with a 16.2. So 0.4. Obviously, that is not a small gap. That is really kind of large. Yeah. Wow, look at that, 0.4 on the dot. Literally.
Oh, few medium runners.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. As Tom takes pole position with DRA Rick in P2. CRE will round off that top three in for Haas. CRE Yes Brand in P4. A lot of Dutch drivers up there. Will isn't Dutch, so the top 5 drivers is all mixture of pretty much Dutch drivers and one English driver, well, British driver. Nathan will be in P6, Mac in P7, Raphael in P8, Sick Boy P9, and then in last place is VF1 Gaming. So the top 2 drivers are Dutch. I know YS Brand is Dutch as well. So this grid is a lot of Dutch drivers.
Yeah, something I saw there was both championship competitors went for the medium tires, so it does seem like they want to stick with each other, but also want to get away from each other. So, you know, I guess the other don't trust the soft and medium, or they just want to follow the other. Whatever it is, they just don't want to let the other get out of sight, which I can completely understand, especially with this championship battle so close. But get ready for lights out and see what happens.
Yeah, this is, I have to say, going to be one long race if not everybody survives it, because there's only 10 drivers. So yeah, it's going to be not maybe a quiet night, but it could get a bit, I wouldn't say boring, but it could get a bit lonely at the top if there's not many drivers finishing, as turn 1 could be quite an interesting one if drivers try and battle, as we are going to have a formation lap. We are going to carry on streaming I know there's only 10, but we haven't received any further instructions to not stream it. You know, it's it's only right and respectful to the 10 drivers that have turned up that they do get a stream, as they have turned up, and I'm sure Luke and all the other admins will get involved, and hopefully we'll be up to a more suitable race attendance next week. And I believe next week Blacks will have to confirm this, because I only came in WOR a couple of weeks ago. It's either Spain or Saudi Arabia next week.
Yeah, we actually have Jeddah next, so all WOR tiers are heading to Jeddah. A very fast circuit, and a circuit where you have to be very, very committed in the lap, especially on your quality lap.
Yeah. So while we are on a formation lap, are you a fan of Jeddah? Obviously you've seen it on TV in real life. It is going to be updated in F1 22, so but on this current game, do you feel that you're confident in there, or do you just want to get it out the way, you know, just hope for a good race?
I like Jeddah. I think it's probably one of the best circuits on the game. For me, probably top 5.
Yeah.
You know, I think as as drivers, we kind of do like danger. I think if you would ask F1 drivers, that's kind of one of their favorite things about the sport, is how close to danger they are.
Yeah, you're living life on the edge. I think that's
good.
Yeah. Well,
that's what Jeddah's all about. You got to be committed if you want that lap time, and we've seen it before.
Well, we saw Mick Schumacher, didn't we? Luckily he's okay from Jeddah, but you got to push it to the max. As the I nearly said 5 drivers, then 10 drivers are going to be lining up on the grid. It's going to be an Aston Martin versus Red Bull Racing. Something you normally don't see, as it's normally Red Bull and Mercedes, or Red Bull and Ferrari now, as we get ready for 5 red lights here in Portimao for the Portuguese Grand Prix. We're in the Algarves of Portugal, in the European country of Portugal, as 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Oh, Tom's had a really bad start. I think he may not stalled it, because you can't on this game, but yeah, he is literally, that is not going to go. Yeah, that's a CRE sandwich. I would not want to be in their chat.
Yeah, I don't think Jesse Brown's going to be too upset about that, to be honest. I think that's just more of a racing incident, but I'm also pretty sure he expected more room from his teammate, but I'm pretty sure his teammate would say, why are you trying to dive it in that turn? Which you can understand that. That's just part of being teammates. You have those moments. Yeah, it's just created kind of a separation between 4th and 5th, about 8 tenths. Raphael's going to pick it up a bit, so don't lose your DRS.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting how the medium runners have managed to stay where they are. Obviously, they have gained a few positions because of it, but yeah, it's an interesting one that the medium runners haven't really made any positions early on. I thought they may have made, but I guess the medium run, the soft runners, the soft is such powerful tires. Sick boy in the pits. Is that wing damage?
It's big, very big. He's probably gonna have to go hard to the end, because hard definitely can make it to the end.
Yeah, unless he's gonna go a two stop. Go on. No, he switched to the mediums. No, to the softs. I meant. Yeah, so he switched to the softs. So he's definitely in for a 2-stop, because they'll go to lap 12, and then he'll go for a set of softs till lap 23, and then I reckon he'll do another set of softs. So he's maybe looking for a safety car.
Yeah,
I think with this track, yeah. I think with this type of track, as Nathan is Nathan. I've raced and commentated over Nathan, and I have to say he's a very good driver. He knows how to win, and he may just be on the better strategy here. And as he makes his way up into P6, he's gonna be closing down, which will be the QRT driver and he is in the Alfa Romeo. He's dropped back 1.1 seconds as the fastest laps are coming in, as that Alfa Romeo is the quickest guy on track at the moment with a 19.4, as DRS is now enabled. The drivers will be able to overtake as long... He's going to get overtaken, as they're going to battle this to the end of the DRS. Oh, that's rather close. He nearly went right into the back of the Red Bull.
Absolutely playing to the medium. They get help from staying in DRS. Really get back into it, because QRC Mar didn't use it down, or DRS down the straight. So it just allows the medium runners to get back into DRS and stay with it. You're the soft runners right now. You can't be battling. You got to just try and pull away from these medium runners. I don't think you guys have that in mind.
No, as CRA will, he's right on the back of that Red Bull. I wouldn't be surprised going into turn 1. He's going to try and battle this, especially with the other CRE driver of the Aston Martin right behind him.
Yeah, I think CRE will is just going to be patient here. The thing about the ERS is he actually is not going to be patient at all and just fake the rules. But I think the thing about this is you're going to have to save ERS if you're going to want to do good. As Rick has a bit lock up, so now it's a CRE 1-2, but Rick isn't going to fight it or continually fight it because of the low grip. But I would think, you have to save ERS and you can't use it all right now. You just got to manage it. And it does seem like everyone's really managing it as best they can. But Rick and Will do seem pretty low on it. But you'll get some of that back when you pit. So.
Yeah, it looks like the QRT driver in the Alfa Romeo. He is right on the back of that second Aston Martin, and he is maybe going to be one of the first medium runners. As I say that, Mac is having a look. He knows that medium runner is right behind him, so I think we may have a battle here for the final podium place as they all come round for lap number 5. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. There may be only 10 drivers on the grid, but they are providing some fantastic racing here this evening as they all go down into turn 1. I have to say, this track does feel like a roller coaster. You are kind of up and down, like turn 1, and I believe there's another part of the track, the bit that you said is the worst part of the track. Oh, as that Alfa Romeo is just literally pushing that Aston Martin as they go down the hill out of DRS.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pace to him. He's actually a bit quicker than the software. Like I said, from the software, them battling so much has just really helped Mar and Nathan. Or it is Nathan. Sorry, Nat. So I didn't know what it was. Nathan. We'll just say Nathan. But the medium runners, I think, are pretty content right now. But if they see a spot opening up, I'm pretty sure they're going to take it. As Rick is just using all his ERS. And he's actually almost out there in the danger zone. He's around 8/10, so you might need to push it a bit here. CRE guys could be working together here, but passing in turn 1 is not really a good option to save time. There's a bit lock up there. I think all of these guys are just really struggling with time, steering lockups and overshooting the corner. Mar's gonna have a look. He's gonna get his elbows out here, and that's gonna open the door for Nathan as Mar gets in. I'm pretty sure that'll be.
Yeah, as Matt gets the first warning, and that's going to be a very crucial warning, as well, not warning, penalty, as he is on the softs, so he will be just watching over his shoulder, maybe of you know, I've got to kind of bridge a gap, I've got to do, you know, a way of maybe changing his strategy and pushing the softs a little bit more than what they are required. As I ride on board with Nathan Clark, he is right on the back of the Alfa Romeo QRT driver, as they are all still within 1 second of each other. A lot of the drivers are. The only driver with the largest margin is TRT Sick Boy, as he is 22.7 seconds. I think a safety car would help him, to be quite honest. I don't know what happened with him, but yeah, I think a safety car would help and spice up the race a little bit more, as we are kind of struggling to find anything that really would kind of change anything at the minute. The only one person that really could be knocking on the door is the Alfa Romeo driver, who is a medium runner.
Oh, Frank going for the move. Getting the Alpha, getting it, and he takes the spot.
Yeah, well, at least one thing, every driver will get points as long as they finish.
Yeah, I think Sick Boy just needs to worry about finishing this race. Even if it's 1 point, he's still got to make sure he gets something. And you never know, others could also be announced. But you just got to think ahead for a championship battle. So I'm in one right now, and I missed a lot of points because of just really trying to win. Sometimes it's just more about damage limitation than trying to get your points. And CRE guys are... Oh, Nathan's going out wide. They actually passed the Alfa Romeo. I think the Alfa Romeo is a problem. He lit Mac by. Oh, wing damage. He has wing damage. Must have hit the back of Rick.
Yeah, as them soft tyres won't probably be doing great right now, as they'll be coming to the end of their life, as they'll probably be wanting to jump off a cliff very soon, as the drivers are still really close to each other, but nobody is going for an overtake. I think they're all just trying to maybe push each other along, save up that ERS. Who is going to box first though, as they come up the hill and then they're going to go back down the hill in turn 1, as somebody has blinked, and that is one of the medium runners.
Yeah, I think he got wing damage. I think he
okay.
Back of Rick. So he has to hit, like I said, for Sick Boy, this just helps him more. Even though he's on the soft tires, I mean, at least it brings him, or he's going to be around somebody, possibly overtake, but I think the medium is probably very hard to hit at the Alpha, or, yeah, PRT's already actually coming out the pit, so, yeah, I don't think he's going to be that close, but, well, he's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to be there in front of him for long, as, top 5 here is just kind of chilling right now. I think Nathan, sooner or later, may try to get a little bit of a move on, considering the softs are going to pit in probably no more than 5 laps or less. So I think either that or he's just going to stay content, because he should be pretty happy with the spot he's in right now.
Yeah, as Nathan's doing pretty well on their mediums. Let's go back up to Nathan. He is got DRS, so he may be in a attacking situation to DRA Rick, who I think is now struggling on them softs. So at the moment, your net race leader will be Nathan. Nathan is in P4, but the top 3 drivers will be pitting very shortly for a set of mediums, and then he'll be your net race leader.
Yeah, I'm seeing these guys locking up and which they clearly will not like. As WOR is looking to have a run on sick boy now. They're going to use the DRS. Sector one. Sick boys. They're going to try it, but there's really nothing to do. I'm going to go to soft since they're kind of already starting to hit the cliff. Yeah, I can see Nathan. He just has a lot more turn. Mac is actually close to losing DRS here, and he has very, very little ERS. Yeah, he lost DRS, he just has no power. I'm pretty sure that's the warning we just got.
Yeah, as Yes Brand is into the pits, so he's gone early. As I just noticed, Nathan just having a look at DRA Rick close the door back up again. I think he may have also been trying to warm up them tyres as well. I just wonder, is any of them soft runners going to make a pit stop?
Yeah, I could see it. Like I said, probably some will probably stretch longer than others because, you know, I have ABS on, and I think I put it around lap 12 and 13, and I struggled, so I had the tire icon pop up. So I think the last 2 or 3 laps. So these guys know tire wear is going to be big, but they also race through. Do you want to put the hards on, or is it just going to be soft with mediums? But most people will go mediums, but you never know. If your pace is good on the hards, you can do hards.
Yeah, I think with this type of track as well, the hards may help you if you don't want to do a 2-stop. As that, where's that? Yes, Brand has got a 3-second time penalty, the second driver with a penalty, and the soft runners. Oh, DRA Rick picks up a penalty, so this is game on advantage Nathan, as he hasn't got a penalty, so he can keep pushing and maybe make Rick make a mistake again, and yeah, that could be an interesting fight there.
Definitely looking good here. He know he possibly has a podium at the least, because you know he's going to be all by himself. So he's going to DRS, no saving ERS. So he's just pretty much going to have to do the work himself. But the thing is, these guys are going to have to stay out even longer, because like I said, the tire wear is getting very big. You can see the understeer compared to the wheelers. So he could be attacking Rick here as Tom pits, Rick pits. There you go.
Yeah, they make their pit stops, as it was around about lap 12. They decided that the softs were too much, and they needed to make a pit stop, and that's what they've done. And they'll be all going on the medium, so they'll have to now push to catch up to Nathan, and hopefully when he pits, get past him that way. If not, they are going to have an uphill battle of trying to get past Nathan, but Will is staying out. Maybe he feels a little bit more comfortable on a set of softs, but he has got Nathan right behind him, and I suspect Nathan, if Will doesn't pit, will be going for DRS and will be going for that overtake into turn 1, as they're coming around the final couple of corners. The long right-hander feels like never eternity, as we'll find out in a minute. Is Will gonna pit? He does pit, and that will put Nathan up into the race lead. So Raphael has gone onto the hards, like you mentioned, and maybe he's going to go to the end of the race, or maybe hope and pray for a safety car later on in this race. Lap 14 of 15, coming up to halfway in this race, as all drivers are still racing, which is what we like to see. So luckily, all drivers will get points, as Mac is also in the pits, and who else is in the pits? Oh, Sick Boy is in the pits as well, and I suspect he will go for a set of mediums.
And Rick and Tom put the actually, I think Rick only put the undercut on Will, because I think Tom was leading. Correct. So it does seem like the pit stop gap's going to be around, our pitting is going to be probably 23 seconds, maybe 24 seconds. So, and you know, you don't gain a lot of time here, considering, again, the track is just super grippy, but you know, it's also in a couple of corners not very grippy. So it's just, now it just depends on how hard those new or fresh moves go and run, and how fast they can go with them.
Yeah, as it is getting to that point where now them fresher mediums should be pushing through, but it just depends on when they want to make the overtakes. They're going to have to make them very quick, as Tom has to find a 22 second gap now. Nathan is just going to probably want to extend that gap. He's going to want to make sure he's got a pit stop gap, and that is what he is going to do. And he is now your race leader with CRE Tom in second, DRA Rick in P3, CRE Will in P4, Mac P5, QRT Mar in P6, CRE Yesbrand in P7, F1 Raphael in P8, VTF1 Gaming in P9, TRT Sick Boy in last place, which is 10th. All Will gets a penalty, and that is a 3-second time penalty.
Very game changing there. Penalty, and now Tom is the only one of the fresh medium runners, top medium runners without a pit penalty. So obviously he's without a penalty, but he's on old mediums and they have to pit soon. So Tom is probably going to be a battle between Nathan and Tom, and obviously Nathan's going to have to get through Rick and Will, and probably Mac too, because I mean, he's lost DRS, but at the same time he's going to be gaining. So on Nathan goes over medium. So we'll just have to see how this all shapes out, because it could get very interesting in the next, I would say, 7 laps. As Orange actually passed Mac, so I don't think Mac's pace is. Oh wait, never mind. Orange on softs. Sorry about that.
Yeah, as it will be coming to the final 10 laps in around about 4 to 5 or more laps, and Nathan is just dropping a little bit of time through the sectors, but he's still got a bit of a gap. He's still got 19.6 from Tom, so you know, he may want to pit now, as all DRA Rick gets past. Will's out. Will is out. This could be an absolute lifeline for Nathan.
Really? Because you may have to go to the hards. Because I don't know if Sauce can make it from there, but I don't think there's going to be a safety car.
There is a safety car. Lap number. So all he needs to do is 13 off of 33. That'll be lap 20. So he could do it.
Yeah, he definitely can make it.
Because the safety car will come in lap 18, 19. He's just got to go one extra lap. He is literally now on for a podium. At least a podium.
I think Nathan definitely should pit here. You asked me, pit for the sauce. I mean, I think he probably would be a little upset that safety car came out, considering his rival was P9 about 20 seconds back from the next person ahead of him. But this also opens the door for him, and it just goes to show some people just love to stretch it, because you never know when that safety car can come out. So I think this does change up things a lot. And But we're going to see here what Nathan goes for, because it's definitely going to go in. And you also got to think Rick has a penalty. Sorry there.
That's alright, yeah, no. He has got a penalty, but Nathan is in the pits. Rick is coming around the final corner. The problem is, Nathan is in the Williams, and it's the longest way down to a pit if that car is the final one in. And I wonder, oh, this is going to be close. Nathan will come out in P1. He is literally pedal to the metal, and he is literally going for it, and he will keep P1. But DRA Rick will be right on the back of him. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Maybe VFT F1 Gaming, maybe a dark horse here, as he's in P4 on the mediums. As did Nathan just overtake the safety car? No, he didn't. But yeah, no, VFT F1 could be looking at a podium if he can keep this going, because he is he's sitting quite nicely in P4, no penalties, and if this stays the way it is, we could be looking at him on the podium.
Yeah, I think Tom and Mar also went with the soft tires, but I think theirs are going to be a little bit older because they did go one lap before. And even though you're not going at full speed, you're still going at good speed around the track. So you lose probably a good maybe 2-3% maybe, I believe. So I don't know if that's going to be a big advantage at the start, but at the end of the race, that definitely will. So these tires, Nathan's tires definitely should make it to the end. I believe barely, but you know, I think we'll make it. He also has a medium runner between him and each soft runner, so that could be very big too, because Moore has a medium runner and Tom has a medium runner in front of him. So I think Nathan has just timed this perfectly. So scratch that. So now he just has one medium runner in front of his two soft runners. So I think Nathan is still feeling pretty good about the situation he is. I think now is just, if you can, clear DRS and try to go from there.
Yeah, as this safety car is not helping Nathan at all, because he wants to get racing. And lap 19, we're going to have 12 to 13 laps left. Only one DNF, which was CRE Will. I don't know what quite happened, as he is no longer in the race. So we've got 9 runners left, and it is going to be back on the racing, I suspect, the end of this lap. So lap 20 is when we're going to go back racing, and I suspect we're going to have 13 laps of hopefully exciting racing, as Nathan is going to have to literally defend nearly every lap of his life, as DRA Rick will be pushing, as that safety car is going to be in. So Nathan will become the de facto safety car. He will bunch up the pack, and it'll be when he goes, everyone can go. But he's got to wait for that safety car to go in, and it is going to go in very shortly. It's going to go around the whole of this right hand corner. So the drivers will be just warming up the tyres, especially the mediums, as they are the middle compound tyre. Pirelli's range is the C2, the C3 and the C4 Pirelli tyre for the F1 2021 calendar season. That's the medium and hard. The soft being the fastest tyre with the lowest amount of grip on the tyre, as they will only go 10 laps. And we are now underway, and there's already changes being made at the back of the grid as they all go down into turn 1. Nathan keeps the position, and he gets a 5/10 gap already, and it will be hopefully and all okay. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, I think they're all like a chain reaction, as they all...
Pretty pleased with that, because I could see he was trying to get by Rick in turn one. He thought about it, and then tried to commit, but it didn't work out. Rick's actually suspending his ERS, but I think he was Tom. There's just no reason to use your ERS. You're gonna get by him. So you just, at this point, you just gotta hope to get by Rick and have the pace. Nathan, he's actually gonna send it and just back out.
Yeah, he's looking, I think, every way possible, because he knows who's behind, and he wants to get that move done very quickly. As look at this, Tom is already side by side. He is going to go for the move up on the start finish line. He's going to use that ERS, and he is going to get the move done. Rick is going to lose 2 positions here. Is the QRT driver? He's going to go for a double overtake. Maybe not, as he had to back out. But he will be literally on the back of Tom, coming up now to the other DRS zone, and that is going to play into the hands of the QRT driver. But oh no DRS. It won't be till after this lap, will it? Because it's 2 laps after. Oh, DRA Rick goes wide, and that gives Yesbrand a little bit of a chance to just close up the gap.
Yeah, I think Mar and Tommy are just going to have to work together. Pretty much the only way they're going to catch up. They just going to have to keep switch trimming or direction and just use the battery bit by bit just to help them get there. Or, you never know, Tom could have the speed to get the pace to get him, and maybe more to get them both back up there, but I'm pretty sure Tom wouldn't like to do it alone. Nathan is using quite a bit of ERS bit by bit, but I can look at Tom, he's not using it at all. DRS could be the play here, because Nathan's going to have to use DRS if these two start working together. Back into a podium spot, so I guess you could say it didn't work out too bad.
Yeah, as Rick may lose more than 1 position here, because not just because of his penalty, he is just slowly falling into the clutches of not just Yesbrand but Sick Boy. Sick Boy literally was P10 20 seconds behind, and he may be looking not at a P6 but a P5 here, as he has no, he would be a net P4 at the moment because Yesbrand has a penalty. I will just double check the penalties. Yeah, so Rick has 3, Yesbrand has 3, and Mac has 3, so Sick Boy would be a P4. That's net P4, so yeah, not a bad day's work. Oh, as CRE Tom loses his position to the QRT driver in the Alfa Romeo. Everyone's made a stop. Mac picks up a penalty, and it's now the final 10 laps here in Portimao.
Yeah, they're gaining pretty big on Nathan. They gained about 3/10 because Mar passed Tom in the DRS straight very, very early. So they do have that plan to work together. You can see Mar is actually kind of gaining on him by himself. Like, Tom needs to stay close. It's the only way this trick is going to work, but it's so hard to stay close in this third sector. The dirty air just gets so bad. They're going to make it up. They're going to have to work together and stay close to each other. And you can see Tom is actually staying close. Didn't seem to lost too much time, so he's definitely staying close. And now you're Tom. He's going to use a bit of the battery here, I believe, just to get close, as Nathan can't keep this up. forever by himself as does not go by. He doesn't go by. I don't understand that. Oh, now they're battling. Yeah, they just lost a good bit of time. I don't think Mars is going to be too happy about that. I think he definitely wanted Tom to pass him to catch up because they still can catch up. Tom just needs to go by, but it doesn't seem like Tom's going by.
Yeah, as it is now a chase on for Nathan. It's like the Great Chase. This is, I have to say, in that sort of context, as everybody is trying to chase Nathan, who is 2.2 seconds in front, and that doesn't seem to really be changing. Nobody has got DRS to him, so he's just playing his strategy to his strengths and letting everybody try and catch up to him as we come round for the final 8 laps here in Portimao, which should be some fantastic laps here, as CRE Tom, he is going to go for a move on the Alfa Romeo driver of QRT, and he is not going to get the move done. He thought about it, but it was too late as he entered into turn 1. Let's see if he can get it this time, as he is going to go for the DRS again, and he should get it this time as he's closing. He is too far back, and that is him going round for another lap in P3.
Yeah, I mean, Tom is just not overtaking. They have the pace to catch Nathan because they can work together, and Mars' pace is actually pretty decent. He's not losing much time. Actually, he keeps going to about 0.2, 0.3, so he's not really losing any time.
Oh, what? Yeah, that is going to cause a safety car.
This just changed everything if we get a safety car here.
I wonder if it will cause a safety car.
No, I think he just retired, so I guess he's going to park somewhere, maybe not a safety car. Yeah, so Tom needs to get by now. He's got to pass Mars if they're going to catch him. I don't think it's going to be a safety car. It doesn't seem like it, but Tom is just not interested in overtaking. I don't get it. I don't understand what Tom's doing, man. Sick Boy is going to go by DRA. I think Mars is going to be a little frustrated about this because his pace is actually pretty good. They can catch Nathan, but Tom is just not willing to overtake. I don't know if he's just more focused on P2 right now, but whatever the case is, it's definitely not helping.
Yeah, as we're coming to the final few laps here in WOR, World Online Racing Tier 2, and it's okay, yeah, we've only had 10 drivers, but it's also provided maybe a little bit more closer competitive racing than a full grid, and yeah, it's been an interesting race, I have to say, as we are getting closer to what will be
yeah, I can see it, Mars right here, and so is Nathan, so he's pretty much dried it out, and Tom again just does not overtake, because again, they have the pace to catch, so Tom, it just seems he's more focused on P2 right now. I don't know where Tom is in the point standings, but this is basically a win he's throwing away here. Because I think Mars, you know, I think both of these guys could, again, like I said, work together to get up there. It seemed Mars had that intention to do that, but I guess Tom did not. And it seems Raphael and Mac are starting to get it, fighting a bit. Those old, little one medium tires, but Rick is actually pulled away from 8, a little older medium tires. Sorry, I thought that was a 5 I saw, but it's actually a 4 older tires.
Yeah, it just seems like Tom didn't get the memo of using each other to pull in Nathan. But TRT Sick Boy now in P4, he's got around about 5 laps to close up a 4.9 second gap. So that would be just over a second a lap. As I ride on board with Rick, he is right on the back of Sick Boy, so that may be a P4 or a P5. Rick does have a penalty, so even if Sick Boy did let him go, Sick Boy would get him back as long as he keeps in his 3-second window. And yeah, that's going to be a battle to maybe just keep an eye on, as that's going to be some crucial points.
Well, I also think maybe Nate or Sick Boy could get a podium out of this, because you never know, the tires could start to wear. I think they are around lap 10 at this point. They're still to do another 5 laps, but luckily from qualifying they don't have that extra lap, as WOR is actually starting to kind of close in that gap a bit. He got down to point 1, they were around point 3.4. So he is gaining. Again, he just needs Tom to pass him on the DRS straight. It's about 3 to 4 tenths, depending if you use the battery or not. So it would be more than 4 tenths with the battery, but I would think around 3 tenths without the battery. And so, I mean, at this point, if they were working together, they would have been calling by now. But I mean, I just don't understand it from Tom. I thought he was happy.
Yes, Rick is going to go... No, Rick, I thought was going to go around the outside then. As this battle for P4 is getting quite tasty.
Well, Rick still hasn't built that gap. And he has, right now. He's up to about 3.2 seconds. Putting around 3.2, 3.3. So, you know, he's got about 4 tenths right now, but I'm pretty sure he will want more of a gap just in case he makes a mistake or something. So, you know, these drivers don't like to chance anything. So, I would think that Rick does think he can get at least P5 here, but still, he has to, as Martin just say, time penalty. And yeah, I think the frustration now is just completely, again, probably a little frustrated with Tom. So I think now at this point, he's just going to sit the Tom off. And I think that this will get Nathan the win, as Nathan just played an excellent strategy. And also got the medium runner of Rick in front of these two, and that just helped even more, as Tom is now going to go by.
Yep, that is Tom up to P2, and he would keep that position even if the QRT driver does get him, as he has now a penalty of 3 seconds. So, Sick Boy, if he can close 2.6 seconds, he's on for a podium. So, he is literally got it in his hands at the moment if he wants to be on the podium.
Yeah, I think if Mar gets one more warning, he could be at 3 seconds. Because I saw him go wide last lap after he got his penalty. Then he went wide again in turn 1. So he should be probably one warning away from getting 6 seconds. But I also think he was the one who got pushed off, or that was Mac. Oh yeah, I think that was Mac who got pushed off. Sorry. So yeah, I think Mar, if he gets one more penalty here, the final spot for the podium could shape to be a good battle. But yet again, he also has DRS to Tom, so that will just help him gain even more time away from Sick Boy. And, down to 3 to go here, but the gap is still around 2.1, so I think it was just not really Mar's fault, but Tom just... The gap was definitely there for the taking, because they are pretty much equal to Nathan, but yeah, just not the best of strategy calls. But he's actually kind of gained on him a bit, but obviously the gap I would say is too big if Nathan makes a mistake. As yeah, I think even at that, Nathan's just at cruise control right now, so yeah, for him it's just about getting it to the end.
Yeah, it is all about cruise control, as that's what Nathan is doing right now, as he got a 2-second gap and he's got 2 laps to go. So he's gonna just maybe not put it full cruise control, still keep an eye on his rear mirrors just in case he does make a mistake. He would have done 14 laps on the soft tyre if he will finish on them. Let's just check who got fastest lap. I'm just trying to work out who that is now. That is QRT driver. He's got an 18.0. Mac is in the pits, so I wonder, has he got damage?
Yeah, probably did.
Yeah.
Then he could be going for fastest lap. You never know. Yeah, it does seem he's going for fastest lap because he put the softs on as BTF1 gets another warning. But the gap is down to 1.7. So if he can just find some more time, probably if he can get within the DRS zone, he can definitely make up that gap. Because he saved some battery, but you just gotta think if he did that DRS switch earlier, it just would be more time lost. Well, after this, I think everyone should go watch Tier 1 to see if Jensen become champion. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's looking pretty close right now. As the gap is now, speaking of close, it's getting closer. It's down to 1.6, and Nathan has no battery, but so does Tom, but Tom did have a little bit more battery. The white flag.
Yeah, so the last lap, and this is going to be for race win. Oh, Rick and Sick Boy battling. As Sick Boy goes for a move. Red Bull versus AlphaTauri, the 2 Red Bull cars. Oh, CRE Tom picks up a penalty right on the last lap. And look at this battle for P4. As Sick Boy, he's going to go for it. He pushes the Red Bull just a little bit off the track. Is Rick going to get the move done? He's looking for it.
Very close. Mark could possibly get a podium here. He can get close, or he's got the podium, but he can possibly get P2, but I don't think he's close enough. So I'll send it over to you for this checkered flag for Nathan.
Yep, and rightly so. Nathan, he picked his moment and he picked it right under the safety car. He made a pit stop under the safety car and then led from that. And he is going to take the provisional race win here in Portimao, with CRE Tom taking P2, QRT Margin taking P3. And that is your podium for this evening, as TRT Sick Boy puts in his car for P4 after a lap 1 incident. DRA Rick will finish P5, F1 Raphael in P6, VTF1 Gaming will be in P6, not P6, P7, as Mac will be in P8, and I suspect he is going to get fastest lap, and he is now going to cross the line and will get fastest lap. That will be an extra point to Aston Martin and to himself. Well, that is round number 10 done here, as Nathan gets driver of the day, and I think it is quite a split between him and Sick Boy. So, as the drivers will now show the podium, as it is a Williams Racing race win here this evening in Portimao. Nathan Clark is your race winner, with CRE Tom and QRT Margin taking up the 2nd place and the 3rd place on the podium. So we will take a quick look again at the final, the provisional race results here in Portimao for the Portuguese Grand Prix, as hopefully my game decides to show it. So everyone except from YS Brand or Yes Brand and will get points. So Nathan takes a race win from P6 on the grid. Tom will be P2, QRT Margin in P3, Sick Boy P4, Rick P5, Raphael P6, VTF1 Gaming in P7, Mac in P8, Yes Brand in P9, and will be the final driver who also did not finish in P10. So the top 8 will get points, with Mac taking the fastest lap with a 17.5. That was 5/10 quicker than the not the pole time, the fastest lap, which was set by QRT Margin. We'll be back next week for round number 11 in Jeddah for Saudi Arabia. But enjoy the sprint race tomorrow and enjoy the race on Sunday. Obviously, Blacks will be racing on Monday in Tier 4, and I'm sure he's already looking forward to racing in Jeddah and maybe take another pole position and maybe convert that pole position into a race win. Don't forget, like and subscribe to World Online Racing to see not just PlayStation but Xbox and PC throughout the week, except from Saturdays, because we don't race on a Saturday. Also, don't forget to sign up to GridRival and join WOR, the Fantasy League, where you can join everybody in WOR in the Fantasy League, and maybe you could be the Fantasy King at the end of the F1 season. But it's been an absolute pleasure to have a first commentating here in with Ecos Blacks. I hope he's enjoyed himself, and hopefully it will be many more races in the season that he's left here as well. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it from myself, IKRT Storm, and Ecos Blacks, and we will see you next Friday at 8 PM BST for some more racing here in WOR. Good night.